Hi again. I hope you guys are enjoying the new camera quality. I got this new lens. I know it looks a little weird, but trust me on this one, it's really good. This is for a different video though. Today, we're gonna be talking about Elle Darby. Elle Darby. Like a lot of people I mentioned in videos, and I apologize for this, I don't know how to say her name. So for any of you who haven't heard about the situation that's surrounding her, Elle Darby is a relatively small social media influencer. She's got like 90k subs on YouTube. She's bigger than Christian Burns was at least. She and her boyfriend were trying to book a trip to Dublin, Ireland like the weekend before Valentine's Day or something. And her being a social media influencer, she reached out to a couple hotels and asked if she could have a free stay at any of them in exchange for exposure on her Instagram, in her videos, she'd leave a free review, whatever. That kind of thing. But one of the people she sent that email to isn't really fond of the idea of exposure for payment, and so the dude who owned the place screenshotted the email that she sent him, put it on Facebook, and absolutely blasted her. Dear social influencer, I know your name, but apparently it's not important to use names. I'm guessing she didn't use specific names because she sent it to a bunch of different hotels, and not just the one. Thank you for your email looking for free accommodation in exchange for exposure. It takes a lot of balls to send me an email like that, if not much self-respect and dignity. I'm not going to read this entire paragraph, but basically it's saying, who would pay the staff that takes care of her during your accommodation if she's not paying them to stay there? And he sarcastically says, maybe I should tell my staff they will be featured in your video instead of receiving payment for work carried out while you're in residence. The next paragraph is him saying that he also has a social media following. I know it doesn't make him a better person than anybody, and that it doesn't put him above paying for things that other people have to pay for. And then he suggested that instead of just asking for a free stay, that she offer to pay, and maybe the place that she's staying at will give her a complimentary upgrade to a suite if they think that the exposure she'll give them is worth making her experience better. Let's take a look at the email that she actually sent these guys. Hi there, I hope this email finds you well. I'm emailing in regards to a possible collaboration on my social media. My name is... I work as a social media influencer, mainly lifestyle, beauty, and travel based. I have over 87,000 subscribers. She's at like 93k now. I'm just gonna say right here, the guy, Paul Stenson, the part of the email where he tried to blur out her YouTube channel link, he did an absolutely awful job. Like you can see every individual character behind the black bars. Literally just use the box tool and paint. The last part is just talking about, let me stay, exposure. Apparently she actually did one of these kind of things at Universal last year. Good for her, I guess. Now my initial reaction to this was just to be wholeheartedly against Elle. I originally only saw the post by Paul Stenson in the way that he framed it, and she did seem a bit entitled, but the way that Paul Stenson worded a lot of his stuff seemed a little weird too. Like the sarcasm seemed a bit snide, I won't lie. Still funny though, so I'll let it slide. I'm a lot more on the fence on where I stand on this topic now, but I'll get to that whole thing in a minute. Elle Darby actually released a response to his Facebook post. It's a 17-minute long video.
This one's for my blogging angels. This one's for my vlogging angels. This one is for anybody who is or aspiring to be a social media influencer. Oh my god.
She does a little bit of pandering here and it's kind of unnecessary, but it sets up a thing that kind of irritates me later in the video. She also has that classic sigh. Oh god.
You guys know I never ever feed into drama. Ever. It's not the sort of person I am. I'm so bad at confrontation. It makes me the most anxious person in the entire world. And usually with any other, I guess, situation like this, I would just, you know, sweep it under the carpet, whatever. Haters gonna hate. I ain't bothered, boo, do you know what I mean? But this morning, something happened which absolutely infuriated me.
Listen, girl, if you're not about drama and you're bad at confrontation, a situation with the potential to explode like this one is the last one you want to spark. You know what I mean? If you don't like confrontation, you might just want to leave it alone. Because if you didn't respond, it probably wouldn't have gotten on Drama Alert or had a Twitter moment made about it, and I probably wouldn't be talking about it.
I was angry, I was sad, I was upset, I was anxious, I was embarrassed, I felt humiliated. So many emotions going through me that I should never have had to feel in the first place. So, yes. Today's gonna be a story time, Angel.
Listen, nobody gets to be exempt from feeling. The only thing that people really get to be in control of their emotions is they get to temper how they react to them. This whole story time theme is kind of making me uneasy. I don't know what to say.
And I work as a social media influencer. That's how I make my money. That's how I live my life. It's the world I know. It is the only job that has brought me happiness. It's made me feel like I'm living my life purpose. I feel like I'm helping others in so many ways, and that's why I do what I do. I
don't know, maybe you are helping people. I don't watch your videos, I don't know your fan base. Maybe you've done things for them that I just haven't seen and I haven't looked a whole lot. But I've said it before and I'll say it again. Some people, seeing people that they look up to, saying that certain things aren't a weakness and that it's good to take care of yourself, like with mental health or whatever, it can be a thing that causes them to act.
As I have been exposed to the real social media industry and the world and the people behind it, that obviously brings so many incredible opportunities. Opportunities like Your favourite brands want to send you free clothes. Your favourite food companies want to send you free food. Hotels, travel agencies, the only places you could ever dream of visiting contact you asking to work together in return for some exposure on your YouTube channel or your blog or whatever it can be.
Yeah, this bit is kind of true. A lot of times companies and creators or influencers, they'll get together and the influencer will get something for free in return for exposure for that company or brand or whatever, because it's usually a hell of a lot cheaper to just give an influencer something for free and getting to a much bigger audience than you might have putting out like an ad on TV, or at least to an audience that is more interested in your kind of things, people who might actually buy it or something.
Because that same hotel would not be able to go to a magazine or to a billboard or to a television advert for a free review in something that could potentially be bringing them a lot more business.
Listen, Elle, I really see your point. I really do. And I do agree with it to an extent. The business you might be able to bring them by putting them in your vlogs could have been a lot, but the face you're making here and the delivery is just so smug. Like, it pains me. And then you go on to say that you didn't do anything wrong in this situation at all. And maybe the original email didn't warrant something like that Facebook post the guy made, but like this video makes you sound really entitled. And I'll tell you something about entitlement, okay? No, I won't. I don't know about your personal life.
I had numerous tweets calling me a freeloader, disgusting, skanky, all from these people that I didn't know, which is like, I guess normal. That's normal for me to have comments from random people that I've never heard of in my life. You know, it kind of comes with part and parcel of the job. Like, you're literally putting yourself out there on the internet, which anybody, anywhere can access, and they're gonna judge you. That's real life. That's social media for you. But I've never had it like this.
Yeah, I'm glad she acknowledges that the name calling isn't really anything new. I'll give her this, she really doesn't try to victimize herself too much with it. The key thing here is that she doesn't initially try to victimize herself, but it doesn't last for very long. She says that it is part of the job and that you're pretty much putting yourself out there, and people are gonna criticize or attack you, whether it's legitimate or not. It doesn't really matter, it's gonna happen.
Was screenshotted on one of these posts with an absolutely savage caption. Absolutely savage. Oh my god. I was roasted, right? I was absolutely torn to pieces.
Savage! Savage! Absolutely savage! That hurt my throat more than it should have. I'm not gonna lie, this video as a whole, it makes some good points. Like, she says some decent stuff about how this whole relationship between influencers and brands isn't really a new thing and it happens a lot, but she doesn't cut and leaves a lot of spaces in between her words that really don't need to be there. And it kind of irks me because it feels like they were almost left in intentionally. Plus that smug fucking face! Oh, that part is nothing personal. It's just a really bad look for the argument you're trying to make. She mentions a few times that she never was gonna make that video until like other influencers reached out to her or something and told her that she shouldn't just take this lying down or whatever. I can't verify that and it's kind of a non sequitur right now. She talks about how a lot of the people that were name calling her and calling her a freeloader and just making fun of her in general, how a lot of them seem to be over 30 and how they're old and don't understand how social media works.
These were all people that I saw were over the age of like 30 years plus. 30 years plus. Literally internet bullying a 22-year-old girl who is trying to do nothing but run her own business, try and succeed in something she loves, raise awareness about what appeared to be an absolutely stunning hotel in Dublin. I mean, I don't even know.
This section is also the playing the victim part that I mentioned earlier. That fucking hairline. She generalizes basically the entire group of people who are critiquing her, which is also a bad look. She says, how are young people supposed to follow their dreams of being influencers when they're being raised by these old people who don't want them to follow their dreams? Like, I can't even comprehend. Please just watch the clip.
How the hell are children supposed to learn the qualities of being a nice, decent person who encourages others to go for their dreams if they are being raised by people who are so bitter about their jobs and the way their lives turned out that they have to take to the internet to write disgustingly degrading comments to a 22-year-old female?
It's just such a generalization she makes of people critiquing her. It was just so unnecessary. It doesn't really address their critiques at all. I would get it if she was saying that she doesn't really blame them because they're not really predisposed to understand how social media works, and she does make arguments to defend herself, but as a whole, like, what? Now, as I said earlier, I'm actually a bit on the fence on this whole situation. I'm not particularly keen on the cafe/hotel's initial response, or the fact that they made one at all. Like, if the owner really thought that an email that was pretty politely worded to be fair, deserved a public blasting on Facebook. I think that speaks more about him than Elle Darby, as much as her response irritated me. She did a lot of the typical YouTube manipulation cliches. She talks about how she doesn't have an ego in general, and that she just knows her self-worth and that she's a good person. I don't know her personally, maybe she is a great person. But that's not even the end of the situation. The cafe made another post after this. He made an official apology to all bloggers. Dear bloggers, following the incident today, in which one of your members was clearly hurt and distressed about having to pay for something like everyone else, I would like to make a statement. I am so sorry that I have waited until now to mobilize you in numbers, and I'm kicking myself that I didn't think about you before now. If each one of you is pissed off and you all have your individual followings, no matter how small, there is a fair chance you will speak badly about us to all your followers, which will result in a huge number of people hearing about our brand collectively. I'm sorry I didn't think of you guys until now. You are a much more lucrative people to piss off than the vegans and the gluten intolerant combined. Thank you for all your hard work, and don't forget to spread the word about our business. P.S. I hope your followers are real and not bot. No point in talking to Mohammed in Istanbul about how bad we are. Cheers. Yeah, that's a point he tries to make a lot. He tries to say that you can just buy followings, but the people who just buy their followings on Instagram or YouTube or whatever, A, they get suspended, or B, their accounts are dead as shit. Believe me, it shows. And from what I gather from that entire post and just him in general, it seems like he drums up controversies with groups of people, like bloggers in this case, in order to bring more attention to his cafe, hotel, and just his entire operation. Like I said, when Elle Darby reached out asking hotels if they would let her stay for free in exchange for exposure, it's really not that uncommon of a thing. A lot of times though, it's the brands and companies going to the influencers, but sometimes it is the influencers going to the brands and companies instead. And from what I understand, some companies do like that because it saves them a lot of the legwork. People with substantial followings give people exposure in exchange for free shit. Now keep in mind that this type of deal isn't always an equivalent exchange when it's proposed. Like Jeff McJeff asking a random Twitter artist for $30 worth of free art in exchange for exposure to his 200 subscribers isn't really an equivalent exchange, and it's very different than what we're dealing with here. You can argue that Elle Darby has a comparable amount of subscribers and followers that would be worth the exposure that she could give to a business like this hotel, but you can also argue that she's not even at 100K, so what the hell is she gonna do? Either way, it's up to you. I'm leaning more towards the side of Elle Darby on this whole thing, but I do want to hear what you guys think. If you guys think I missed anything, got anything wrong, or just have anything to add, be sure to leave that in the comments. If you're new and enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like, and if you're new, subscribe. Anyways, this has been Kwite, and I will see you guys next time.